Good morning and welcome to AMA.
Fucking guy.
I tried to start the video right while he was sneezing.
Ah,
I
all
sent
right.
Justin another link. This one is Athena AI.
Let's
So this is
Athena.
App Snack on Athena.
All right, let's take a look here and what we got. Athena.ai. Your AI needs fine tuning. Backed by Y Combinator, one of my favorite things to see on any webpage. Monitor LLMs in production, detect and fix hallucinations. That's an interesting statement.
This was actually super relevant to all of our conversations.
Manage your prompts all in one place. Okay, so this I am really interested in right now. Interesting. Wow, there's a lot here.
Yeah. They could use a little bit of a little bit UX reduction on some of these pages, I think.
They could, but I am pretty impressed with the amount of data they're showing here. This is the part detecting hallucinations. I wonder if they're using one model against another model.
Well, actually, I keep going. If I do believe, and I don't want to say anything until you see this.
Preset evals. What is this? Eval metrics for RAG pipelines, context relevancy, summarization, accuracy. Oh, interesting.
And I think they actually ask you about the quality of the results, and it's doing then it's using those like graded results from the human.
Okay. Interesting. This is interesting pricing wise. The only pricing is 0. And then like everything else it's contact, which by the way scares me because that means it's probably expensive as hell. This is really interesting. This looks really, really interesting.
Yeah. So
And so like this is cool right here. Like quantifying LLM performance against one another, right? Against the various models, like comparing them, Turbo versus 3.5, 4 versus 3.5 versus Cohere versus Claude, etc. And then being able to score that on this matrix.
and this was for an average, but I would assume you could actually do this for particular prompts as well. And so I think this is where it becomes really, really, really powerful.
I would say like P95, P99.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Largest library of preset evaluators.
So
It's a pretty cool. This is gonna this type of software is gonna be very important to the ecosystem in the coming years.
I 100% agree. And the only thing I love the cloud. I use 1,000 cloud tools. But as a business person, I hate having all of these cloud tools like this, which could become so critical to your infrastructure and end up costing
Oh
you
yeah.
$1 billion.
They'll nickel and dime you. Yeah, for sure.
And it's look on their side, it's not necessarily nickel and diming because they have to make a margin too. So
Yep. All right, we're gonna log into this and we're gonna just take a look at the interface for a second here, shall we then?
ready and
Oh boy, here we go.
come on, this is you expected.
I don't even have a website, you guys. That's how good I am at my job. Yeah, we're using it for all of these things because we're all of these things are required, guys. Y'all, this is a terrible initial. No, I'm not booking. Like, I hate that sign up process, by the way, just so that we're clear.
Just so we're clear, I respect the sign up process.
I will agree to disagree with that. Anyway,
Experiment prompts, just click on one.
can I just?
Oh, you have to log your calls in Athena, right? So you have to like wire it in.
Oh, I can't even get started.
And there's your API key. which you're gonna want to
Well, yeah, I don't even see the API key. Where?
get it.
Oh, where I had the Zoom thing covering it up. Gotcha. Hey guys, here's if you want my API key. There it is. You can just use that. I guess I'll have to go cancel this account now. Okay. Interesting. It's hard to tell how this is. We got to implement it, which look, from a UX
Wait,
standpoint,
go to your dashboard. Or no, you're on your dashboard.
I'm on the dashboard. Oh, sandbox. Here we got. Why would you not start here? Yeah,
I mean,
so there's some UX problems. That's fine. So this is basically like kind of looks like server metrics, right?
yeah.
And so I can go into one of these.
I mean, it gets really nitty gritty. Prompt tokens, completion tokens, response time, cost. Um,
Hmm, hmm. The
evals.
thing that's interesting about this is like there's a lot of data here on
Click
this
on
particular
evals
one.
on the right side and next to metadata. Open that up.
Interesting. How are they doing this?
I don't know. All right, go back
Because
to
they're using GPT-4
oh,
as the model, but they're also using GPT-4, I believe, to evaluate its own answer, which is sort of like that seems weird. You would think that you would want to use a different model to evaluate the answer from the model you're getting a thing back from, right? Else it's just like kind of shitting in your own mouth. Sorry, that was a weird. That was a weird
all right.
way to say
Go,
it, but
go, go back to the
okay.
just click the email generator so you can see how a pre-built one looks. Or this.
Oh wow, this is like okay. So now,
Go back to the prompts. Just click on one that's already
yeah,
loaded.
yeah. Well, that didn't really give me a whole lot more, except for the
Oh, but
prompt.
look, it actually the variables become
I can do.
editable on the bottom left.
Oh yeah, down here, right? So we can say like draft an email to Justin Davis at Matera Labs, and so then oh,
Uh,
run all prompts. Enable. Okay, well, it doesn't have my API key, so I'd
yeah,
have to do that. Which it probably should have prompted me when I loaded this to say, "Hey, let's go and put that in," so that I didn't have to go through all of that
there
configuration
are all
to
these
find
other
out.
plus signs. Then click the plus sign over here. Like
Oh, this
I had a
variable
okay.
set
Is that a new message then? A new
add a prompt.
okay. What's the new message below the prompt?
Oh,
Oh,
so
oh, user. Okay. So those are usually the types. So if you click the drop down, I would guess.
yep,
Yep.
system assistant user. These are the roles. I'm just curious, like, is it going to replay the conversation? I'm not sure how this works. I mean, if I keep adding messages and I add 150 messages in here, is it going to play the whole thing and just give me the final result? Is it going to show me the entire conversation?
I think those messages actually get appended to the primary. I actually don't.
Oh, as opposed to being conversational in nature?
Yeah, I think these are prompt building, if you will. Um,
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, oh, look, single versus multi. So this allows me to compare.
oh, that single UI, by the way, I kind of love this UI from prompt management. Here's the prompt,
Yeah.
here are the
The
variables.
prompt, the variables, the response.
Oh gosh, I could do that with 1,000 different prompts that
Yeah,
I
that makes a lot of sense. It
that's
makes a lot of
okay.
sense.
That's a UI looks pretty good. Um,
So we have some analytics,
yeah, I would say though that
which, this is like just some server logs. kind of stuff. We have some type of comparison. I don't know what this is based on the stuff that I've done or based on what everybody has done. I don't know.
Well, this is a sandbox, right? So
Right. Yeah. But in the, I assume this is just based on what I have done personally with my prompts.
it seems so. Evals.
Evals. So
Okay,
you
so
can,
now you know which ones they are,
so
and
this
what's
is like,
powering.
what's that?
This is the Ragas answer relevancy, and it's being powered by GPT 3.5.
Yep. 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 So this is kind of a pluggable thing. You can create your own eval, which is interesting. Contains JSON. This is cool, right? Because this is actually really cool because what this allows you to do now is test out how well you write your prompts and to, in theory, get back a declarative understanding about whether or not the prompt
Right.
generation worked correctly. So, like, oftentimes we will say, generate this in JSON format it exactly like this, ensure that it's valid JSON. We have to look at it or pass the response through something that links that to see if it is actually JSON, right? And this is going to do that eval for us.
Think about how expensive this gets, because now if you're running 15 evals, you run a prompt for 5 cents, and now you're on 15 evals for 5 cents. Your
It
five
does
cent
feel like
prompt
it's,
just you're just your prompt just got 1,000 times more expensive.
yeah, that's right. But this is interesting. Um, I don't know what ragas. Oh, that is a word I've never seen. Um, so this is interesting. I mean, I
It's
like look at
very
this.
like
Is email. So if you use this to write a scraper, for example, to go to LinkedIn and scrape a bunch of things, like you could be like, did this return an email? Or like, so there's some interesting things here that you can do. I definitely like
conceptual, but I can't imagine running that in practice. It just feels like it would balloon the costs.
it does. I mean, I think you can only use it in prototyping. You would not be able to use it in production.
And if you're prototyping, why wouldn't you just manually check to see if you got a freaking JSON? I
Right.
I
Right.
I'm
Fair.
not
You're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. The only thing I would say is that if you stack a bunch of evals up and you have like 20 things you're checking for, and you want to do a prompt and just say check, 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 then like it might make a little bit more sense in that.
for prototyping, yeah, but, like, if I'm running something a million times a day, there's no way in hell I'm gonna run 10 million, queries and
Right. You're
stuff.
not going to 5x your tokens or not tokens. I guess the thing is the token cost probably doesn't scale up, right? So it's not like it because you don't pay transaction cost of the API. You only pay for the tokens. So you're probably going to like double it, but it does add weight to the token cost for
Yeah.
sure.
So let's go back to the primary dashboard for a second. Um, uh, so on the top, just a little hint, I do really like the fact that they appear to have, like, if you press P right now,
Uh, on my keyboard. Oh yeah.
they have the hints on all the buttons on what you can press to open up the search
Very
parameters.
nice. Yep.
Uh,
Yep. That's pretty nice. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I feel like though about this dashboard that does bother me from a UX standpoint. As I look at this dashboard and there's a lot of fucking data, right? But like the thing that I don't think it's answering for me is like, what question does it answer? Like, what is this actually? I mean, got interesting things: average cost per 1,000 inferences, average tokens used per inference, average response time per inference, number of inferences. I mean, okay, that they're interesting vanity stats, but like, how do I actually make a decision off of most of this data? Most of this data is probably like not actually that interesting and useful to you in a production environment on a regular basis.
yeah, I think this is
Like,
a situation where the preliminary dashboard is just to shove everything there to show everybody every use case
yeah,
instead of
yeah,
being more tailored. But
yeah.
it's pretty interesting. I wish them well. I could see using this for evaluations. I just could not see using it in production.
Yeah, I think so too. But I do think it is like indicative of a category of product that is going to be pretty broadly available soon. This kind of LLM monitoring, the new relic layer, if you will, the century layer for LLMs. Definitely, this is the first one that we've seen like this. And there will be a lot more.
Yeah. And I wish you could do those prompt evaluations without having to use more prompts, because just the Cambrian
Yeah.
explosion.
Yeah, that's going to be the problem. Token cost, token usage is going to be kind of the topic du jour for a long time when it comes to using AI effectively.
All right. Thank you and have a nice day.